Unique upgrades in WoWs cost 19,200 research points, and that's a lot. In today's video, we're going to measure the performance of Petro's leg mod. We'll talk about what you gain, what you lose, and give you all the information that you need to decide if it's worth it for you. Petropavlovsk is World of Warships' infamous top-tier Soviet heavy cruiser. This ship is ridiculously tanky, and she's equipped with 220mm main battery guns with excellent penetration and ballistics. And let's not forget that she has a strong hull repair, a radar consumable, and the option of either hydroacoustic search or defensive AA. I mean, what's not to like? Whether you buy into the theory or not, you can understand why some players might point at this ship when discussing examples of Russian bias in the game. Did I mention that all three turrets rotate 360 degrees?
See, now that's some bullshit.
Petro's leg mod is called Ballistic Capped Armor Piercing Shells, and like all unique upgrades, it costs 19,200 research points. It offers two bonuses, granting players 10% more AP shell damage and reducing dispersion by 10%. It also comes with a Malice, reducing the number of all consumables by 1. You heard me right. Taking the leg mod for Petro means you lose a heal, you lose a radar, and you lose either a hydro or def AA charge. You're probably wondering if you can afford to lose a heal or a radar. I know I was. Spoiler alert, I think you can, and I'll show you all the math on this very soon. Before we leave the topic of bonuses and malices, there's a couple more to consider. When you equip a leg mod on your ship, you have to remove another upgrade in order to make room for it. When you do this, you lose the positive and negative effects of the old upgrade. Conventional wisdom says that the most popular item for slot 6 for the Petro is the main battery modification 3 upgrade. This one buffs your reload time by 12% and nerfs turret rotation by 13%. This means that by taking the unique upgrade, your main battery reload is 12% worse and your turret rotation is 13% better. To summarize, this is what you get and this is what it costs. It's easy to look at these figures on the screen and still not know if this upgrade is worth the cost. Those are some pretty serious negatives. I mean, how can we know if the positives outweigh them? Well, we can do an experiment and collect the data. I loaded up in my press account where I have access to all of the unique upgrades, and I ran enough battles to get as near as makes no difference 1,000 shots fired with and 1,000 shots fired without the unique upgrade. In every single battle, I took the same commander build, I took the same signal loadout, and the same consumables. I mixed up the order of play, running each of the builds in batches of a few games and then swapping to the other build. This way, I didn't build up a skill advantage as I spent time practicing in Petro in randoms. This test is not fully scientific, but it is an accurate representation of 2,022 main battery shots that I fired from Petro either with or without the unique upgrade. Of course, your own mileage may vary. I found that the leg mod made shots fired from the Petro much more accurate. I landed 50.9% of my main battery shots with the unique upgrade, and I only hit 41.2% of shots without it. That's a 9.7% increase in the number of hits I scored. Switching back and forth between the leg mod and the main battery mod 3, I could really see and feel the difference in how tight the shell groupings were. That dispersion buff is real. RNG is a limiting factor. By removing a portion of the dispersion randomness, your own gunnery skill has a larger influence on whether or not you're going to get hits or even citadels. This is good because you can practice and improve your skill at shooting enemy ships in the Petro. No amount of practice is going to improve your RNG, however. By taking the leg mod, you're taking more ownership over whether or not your shots hit the enemy, and you're leaving less to chance. I also scored more citadels per game with the unique upgrade. It seemed to me that the tighter shell groupings contributed to that. Of course, target selection and the available ships to shoot affect this quite a bit, so with more data, we might get different results. Petro relies heavily on its armor-piercing shells, so it's probably unsurprising that my damage per hit was higher with the unique upgrade, which boosts AP damage by 10%. For those worried about losing the 12% reload buff on the main battery mod 3, it didn't really seem to impact me that greatly. Yes, I did shoot more shells per game on average with main battery mod 3, but not that many more. Granted, there are many factors which affect your ability to take shots in WoWs, and positioning has just as much to do with this as your reload speed. I do think it's important to call attention to the fact that just because your guns are reloaded, it doesn't mean you have anything to shoot at. While I averaged more damage per game with the unique upgrade, I got more kills per game without it. That said, I don't think I played enough games for either of these values to be definitive. While both of these are great metrics, you'd have to play a lot more games than I did in order to find out if these numbers would hold over the long haul. Finally, I kept track of my consumables during each match. Without the leg mod, I ended each match with an average of 2 or more of each consumable left unused. Now, I could pontificate here about whether or not I need to make better use of my available consumables, but at the end of the day, it turns out that during the test, I never ran out of any consumable when I equipped Main Battery Mod 3. With the unique With the unique upgrade installed, I'm just going to leave that in, I never ran out of hydros or radar, and on average I ended the game with 1 heal left over. This tells me that at least with my playstyle and with my build, losing 1 of each consumable by selecting the unique upgrade is a non-issue. Overall, I think the unique upgrade for Petro is an easy recommendation for most players. Experienced players who are particularly practiced marksmen with Petro will benefit more from its accuracy benefits, but honestly, if you're the kind of player who's even considering grinding research points to get the Petro leg mod, that's probably you. You're probably good enough. Would I recommend this module for a relatively average player like myself? Yes, I absolutely would. And in fact, I am going to be annoyed the next time I load up in Petro for clan battles and I don't have this module on my main account. I might have to break down and get it. Hey, thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope that you'll choose to track me down at these lovely places online. Of course, you can always join us over at Twitch at twitch.tv/ClydePlaysLive, where we do World of Warships live 3 times a week. Let me know in the comments if you think the unique upgrade for Petro is great, if you're going to get it, if you already have it, and let me know what unique upgrade we should look at next. I'm happy to check out any of them. Thanks for watching the video today, guys. Goodbye.